Okay, so every month I plan out my content for the next month. YouTube videos, podcast episodes, email, social media, everything. I plan everything out so I can batch create it to save time and be consistent. And in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain to share with you the exact system that I use to plan out all my content in about an hour or two every single month. Hi, my name is Erin Hayworth, and I am a goals coach and productivity strategist for online entrepreneurs. I help online entrepreneurs just like you to save time through simple systems and custom action plans so that you can grow your business and build your business without the burnout. And today I'm talking all about how to save time with planning out your content. So let's just dive on in. At the beginning of the year, I choose a theme for each month and lay out the launches and the promos that I want to include in each month by quarter. Then I sit down to plan my content every single month. I double check that the launches and the promos that I had originally planned still make sense. And if they don't, I make adjustments. So for example, in June, my theme is the power of slowing down. And I have a workshop and some promos, and the workshop promo, I'm doing a strategy session flash sale. Then once I know what my goals are for that month, whether it be audience building, selling, and launching, I can then go in and create a skeleton of the content editorial calendar that I want to use for the month. So this includes the podcast episodes and the YouTube videos, which I do one a week right now of each of those, as well as emails and different types of social media posts, stories, reels, all the things. So my YouTube and podcast topics are usually different from one another. So I am creating 8 to 10 long form pieces of content every single month. And these are the topics that I decide first. And then I will send out an email to my list each Tuesday and Friday promoting the podcast episode and the YouTube video from that week. So you can see I have an email about each episode going out on Tuesday, and then I do the same thing on Fridays for the YouTube video. This allows me to create really consistent content and valuable content and cross-promote what it is that I'm creating, the content I am creating to nurture my current audience, and then promote it other places as well. So I will take each podcast episode or YouTube video, depending on what it is, and turn it into 2 or 3 Instagram posts. Now, most of my episodes, most of my videos have a story or a setup portion meant to position the problem and the solution that I'm presenting, a hard truth or a controversial stance, and a framework or a list of tips in each episode. So I will create a plan that will highlight the tips of the framework as a carousel post. The story might be a caption or a video reel. And the hard truth works really, really well as a quote or a static image. So you can see here, I'm creating my skeleton with the 3 posts a week that I want to be putting out there. And then I'm going to go in and just based on the episodes that I have, the topics that I have, I'm going to create those post ideas for myself. For example, rest is productive is a really, really good one because my whole theme is the power of slowing down. So I'll create a quote from that, create a caption. So I'll go through and do this for each and every single post that you see on here that I built in the skeleton. And I can do that just based on the topics and the titles of the podcast episodes and the YouTube that I have. Then for stories, I try to do an engagement poll of some kind on Mondays that can quickly tie into that monthly theme or topic for the week. Now, the rest of the stories are usually a bit more in the moment, unless I'm in a launch, in which case I will plan out stories with specific guidelines, like is it text on background or is it face to camera, and what it is exactly that I'm highlighting or how I'm positioning that particular thing. So one thing I did not include on that skeleton, on that video, are TikToks and Reels. And TikToks are something new that I'm adding into the platforms that I post on. And so far, it's had much the same planning process as Reels. Basically, what that looks like is I will create skeletons for, I want to do 3 Reels this week, or I want to do so many TikToks this week. And then the week of, I will see what information makes sense to use, what trending audios there are, so that what I'm creating has the best possible chance of being relevant in that time. Also, I save even more time by taking posts that previously worked really, really well and reimagining them as other pieces. And I also take content that didn't do as well, but that I spent significant time creating, and I'll repurpose it in a different way to test out if the topic was a bust or if the delivery, like the way it was put out there, was the issue and the reason it didn't get so much traction. Now, if you want more on how I save time by repurposing content, you can actually grab a free ticket to my masterclass on how to save 10 plus hours a month just by repurposing your content. And if you are feeling just a little bit burnout on all that content creation, I want to invite you to check out my video on how to take a week off and how doing that actually helped my productivity.